We're going to go over a series of lower back exercise, including stretches. We're going to start off with some warm-up stretches to open up your hips and kind of relieve some of the tension in your lower back. So what we're going to do is you're going to start by laying down flat on your mat. You're going to grab a belt from your shower robe, reach that heel up towards the ceiling. Hold the stretch. Okay, and then the next one, we're going to put the strap in one hand and bring that leg out to the side, keeping that foot flexed. Bring that leg up as high as you can. Last, but certainly not least, what hurts the most. You're going to bring the leg across your body, look the opposite way. Bring that leg up as far as you can towards your head. Grab onto the bottom leg and bring those legs close to your chest. And hold out long in front of you. Now what you're going to notice here is you're in neutral spine, so you should feel a little cushion of air between your lower back and the mat. What we're going to do is we're going to eliminate that little cushion of air by pulling our abs in and pushing your spine in towards the mat and tilting your pelvis up. And you're just going to go back and forth. This is called a pelvic tilt. So go back to neutral, and then you're going to push that spine into the mat as much as you can, pulling your abs in nice and tight. Now the breathing here should be inhale to start in neutral, and then exhale to imprint that spine into the back. So inhale, and then exhale. Pull abs in nice and tight as you exhale. Inhale, and then exhale. We're going to bend your knees, both feet flat. Same thing, start in neutral spine. You're going to inhale, pull your abs in, and you're going to slowly peel your hips up off the mat. Bring them up nice and high, squeeze your butt, get them up as high as you possibly can. Once you're up here, we're going to slowly lower them back down, slowly lowering each vertebrae into the mat, going through imprint and then back to neutral. We're going to stay in neutral, and we're just going to lift the hips up like an elevator. So butt's just going to come up, your butt's going to tap back down the ground. You're going to exhale to lift, inhale, lower. On this last one, we're just going to hold them up nice and high. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Get those hips up as high as you possibly can. Hold. Hands are reaching towards your heels. Shoulders backing down. Hold them up. And then slowly lower back down. And then grab your knees into your chest. And hug them in. We're going to drop down to our heels. We're going to bring our knees over to one side. We're going to look the opposite way. You can also bring your arms up like a T shape, looking the opposite direction of your knees. And we're going to slowly switch, bring the knees over to the other side, look the other direction. You're going to cradle your head in your hand. One hand can be right here on the mat. Then now we're going to do the opposite. We're going to flex and point down. Flex up, kick, point down. Okay, good. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to hold that leg up, point the toe, and we're going to make little circles. Keeping our hips nice and stable. Not moving anything else except this leg. And then we're going to switch directions. We're going to do another set of these, or you can do this. You can make a bigger circle. So you're going to go back, up, forward, and down. Back, up. Good. Now the hard part here is really just not moving anything else except that leg. These are really, really hard. The bigger the circle, the harder it is. You really want to keep those hips firmly anchored, still keeping this little cushion of air here, not moving anything else except this leg. Now we're going to switch directions. Next thing we're going to do, we're going to lift the top leg up, bottom leg comes to meet it, both legs lower. Top, bottom, lower. So this top leg is only coming up to about hip height. Make sure you're squeezing your inner thighs to bring that bottom leg up to meet the top leg. Good, now this next one, we're going to hold both legs up. Bottom leg is just going to lift and lower. There we go, really, really hard here. Both legs squeezing together, lift and lower the top leg. Make sure this bottom leg is up off the mat as much as you can get that thigh up. Reaching this bottom leg nice and long to stay stable, that's the key. And let's do our last one. Squeeze both legs together, lower both legs down, lift both legs up. Really feeling a lot of oblique work here. Before you do the other side, you want to do a nice little stretch. Stretch away from the thighs that you just worked. Good. And then move your legs over. And you stretch. We're going to move on to some forward work. You're going to have your wrists right under your shoulders. You're going to have your knees right under your hips. We're going to start here with some cat-cow stretch. So you're going to exhale, you're going to arch your back, head comes down. And then you're going to do the opposite. Stick your butt out, arch, look up towards the ceiling. Same thing. Going to stay here in neutral. You're going to lift opposite leg, opposite arm. You could do it this way. If you're finding it hard to balance, you can put this hand down and just lift this leg up. If you're doing it the harder way, all we're going to do is we're going to lower both at the same time and lift. Lower, lift, or you're just doing the leg. Squeezing that glute each time. Making sure not to lean too much on the supporting leg. You want to make sure that both hips are even and both are pointing towards the mat. Next one, we're just going to hold it. We're going to reach long through our fingertips, long through our toes, and just hold it. Focus on reaching this hip bone down towards the mat so that they're even. Now we're going to bring the opposite elbow, opposite knee in. You're not actually going to touch. You don't want to be doing this. No arching at the back. You want to stay neutral. So we're going to come to about here and reach long. In and down. Keep that nice flat back. Pulling those abs in nice and tight. Inhale in. Exhale out. Next one, we're going to hold. Now we're going to go out to the side. Out and reach. Out. So we're coming out to the side now. We're going to bring both arms out long. We're going to sit back on our heels. Child's pose. And we're going to come back up. And what we're going to do is a couple more difficult exercises that are meant to open up your hips. We're going to do the fire hydrant. So you're going to bring this knee down and you're going to lift it up to the side. Making sure both hip bones are facing the mat. So the range of motion is not too big here. You're definitely feeling this one pretty quickly. This next one, we're going to hold the knee up and we're just going to do little pulses. Pulse it up and up, 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 up. And we're going to bring that leg up to hip height. Flex the foot, reach the heel up towards the ceiling. Down, up, come lower than your hips. Bring it up. You try to make a footprint on the ceiling. Squeezing your glutes. Up, up. Good, and we're going to hold it up as high as we can. Little pulses. Pulse it. Pulse, pulse. Good, keep the leg where it is. You're going to reach that heel towards the opposite leg, and you're going to bring it back. Back. Back towards that other leg, still keeping both hip bones facing the mat. Back. Back. 5, 4, 3, 2, hold as far as you can. Pulses, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Sit back on your heels, stretch it out. And hold, child's pose. Should feel good. Good, and then we're going to come forward. We're going to bring our hips down onto the mat. We're going to look up towards the ceiling. Nice stretch here. And then we're going to lower it all the way down onto the mat. I'm just going to look up, cobra. And then we're going to lower down. We're going to lift up. Push your hands into the mat, shoulders backing down, and then lower back down. Lift, and then lower. We're going to add on to this one. We're going to lift up, reach the arms out, back, and then down. Lift up, out, down. Up, out, down. Good, now you're going to add the legs in. Lift the legs up, reach the toes long, reach out, and then down. Lift up, and then down. Good. And then this next one, we're going to lift everything up. Arms are going to be out, legs long, and you're going to lower everything down. Superman. Lift up, shoulders backing down, pull the abs in each time you lift up. Exhale up, pull the abs in, inhale down. Abs are always in. Reaching long through those toes, reaching long to the fingertips. Next one, we're going to lift up, sweep the arms down, lift the chest up higher, and lower down. Lift up, sweep the arms down, lift that chest up, and lower down. Lift up, shoulders back, arms back, lower down. Good. Next one, hold, keeping those legs up, squeezing those glutes, lifting that chest up, hold, and then bringing those arms back out, look down towards the mat, and swimming. Last thing here, move those arms, move those legs, lift that leg up entirely off the mat. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And sit back, child's pose.